So I didn't want to make a video about this right away until we got more information. The more I thought about it, I was thinking to myself, I already have a couple of thoughts. So with the announcement of Joker 2, we're now getting information that Lady Gaga might be tied into the film where she will play a version of Harley Quinn. That is not all we got from this announcement about Lady Gaga. It is also being said that Joker 2 is going to be a musical. Now, this is being read from a Variety article that was posted yesterday. The second Joker film's title, or at least the working title as of right now, is Joker Folie et Deux, which refers to a shared delusional disorder, and Joker's only real companion other than Batman has been Harley Quinn since the 90s. So I guess that is a slight way of saying, hey, we're having a second character in this movie that's going to share the same issues the Joker shares, or Arthur Fleck. Who better than, of course, Harley Quinn? Most details about the film are under wraps, so it's unclear whether Gaga would also contribute any music to the project. It is safe to say that is at least on the table, as Gaga and Philips work together on 2018's A Star Is Born, which is also very interesting as well, because not only did she star alongside Bradley Cooper, but Bradley Cooper produced Todd Philips' Joker film, which maybe there is some weird sort of triangular connection here. There's really not much news other than that. But there are two specific things I want to talk about, that being the fact that it's supposed to be a musical and the potential of Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn. I'm going to start with the musical aspect and say I'm not for it. I'm not down with that. I am not a musical guy, though. I don't watch those types of movies. I actually refrain from them because I just simply don't enjoy them. And I know most people's response to that is always, well, what, you didn't enjoy the sound of music? I enjoyed the sound of music when I was a kid. The older I got, I just started to realize musicals are not my type of genre for film. And it's not even so much that I just don't like musicals. I actually just can't stand watching them. Now, I do understand that there is a big community who do love musical movies, and that's great. But for me, I just can't do it. So that's already strike number one. If we are to find out that the entire movie is a full-on musical, like I'm talking full in the sense of 80-90%, if that is how the movie is going to be made, I will probably skip out on the film in theaters and maybe just watch it when it hits streaming services. But in saying that, I will also defend it by saying, who am I to argue with Todd Philips? This guy came out, made a Joker film. It blew a lot of people away, blew me away. It was awesome. It scored over $1 billion in the box office. He certainly has deserved my trust. And with that rumor going around that David Zaslav is reportedly keeping Todd Philips around as some sort of advisor, there must be something good there. Something good is going on with that relationship. Musical or not, I am inclined to trust Todd Philips. I think he has the mind and the vision for whatever he wants to tell. And even if he does do a full-on musical, and I'm not into musicals, I'm still happy he's getting to explore the way he wants to. Now, secondly, Harley Quinn and Lady Gaga being the runner-up. We have quite a lot of variations of Harley Quinn nowadays. Whether or not you read comic books or play video games, you know of Harley Quinn, of course. You have Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn in the DCEU, which a lot of people like. You have Kaylee Cuoco's Harley Quinn in the animated show. We can even stretch back a couple of years ago and talk about the Harley Quinn in the Batman Arkham games. It's very interesting how far Harley Quinn has come, because when she was created in the 90s, she was only created for an episode in the Batman animated series, and she was meant to die or just at least only show up in one episode, and then all of a sudden people took a liking to her. But it was such a strong liking that she started to premiere in more episodes, and she just became a bigger and more interesting character, where now she's in the comic books. And I mean, look at her now. She's arguably a top 10 DC character today. Of course, sometimes I indulge in some of the comments on social media to see what people are saying about specific things, especially casting news. And so far, the reception of Lady Gaga for Harley Quinn hasn't been the prettiest. It's been quite negative so far. Now, if there's one thing we've learned when it comes to casting rumors or actual official castings that companies have announced for superheroes and villains, it's that we can't count these people out. How many times have we seen people casted as roles and people have gone off the rails to talk about how it's such a bad idea, this is gonna be horrible, why would you cast this person? Some people have such serious issues that in the past they've even gone out to send death threats to specific actors and actresses for playing a specific character. A lot of these people are meant to be actors and actresses. That's why I'm holding judgment on Lady Gaga, because I don't know. Does she look like she could play a Harley Quinn? Yeah, physically, for sure. I could see Lady Gaga in pink and blue ponytails with some white caked on makeup. I could see a Harley Quinn coming from that woman. Do I think she could laugh like a Harley Quinn, talk like a Harley Quinn, act like a Harley Quinn? I don't know. That's still up for judgment. That is what we would have to see. Two of the biggest castings that I can remember were not received lightly in the slightest. Ben Affleck as Batman and Heath Ledger as Joker. And look how good they ended up. Whether or not you like Batman vs. Superman, it's hard to deny that Ben Affleck played a great Batman and a really good Bruce Wayne. And then look at Heath Ledger as the Joker. Probably one of the best roles we will ever see anyone do in any genre of movie of all time. Even I'm thinking here Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. That had a lot of backlash to it, and look how loved he is today. Of course, you do have some stinkers from time to time who are like, yeah, that should have never happened. And I am specifically looking at Jared Leto's Joker. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy his presence at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think that was executed a little bit better than what we've seen from him before. But was he the right choice? I think we can sum up to no, there's probably a lot better than him. So no, I'm not saying that people shouldn't be allowed to dislike specific castings for specific characters. But what I am saying is I do think we should hold off on judgment, especially harsh judgment, until we see the final product. Now, as I'm sure some of you do want to just know, Tyrell, what do you think of Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn? Well, like I previously explained, I could see her as Harley Quinn. Can she act as Harley Quinn? That is unknown. But do I like her? Yeah, I'm meh. I'm 50-50. I'm right in the middle. 50% of me is thinking it could work, but the other 50% of me is thinking this could be bad. I think one of the biggest things we do need to take into consideration here is that if it is a musical, the vibe of these characters are going to be completely different from your general or usual idea that you may carry of who Joker and Harley Quinn is. Then again, though, Joker wasn't even really the Joker in the Joker movie. He was a little bit different. It was a man who had some serious society mental issues, whereas the Joker in comic books, video games, animated shows tends to be a psychopath who just likes to wreak havoc to gain the attention of the Batman. So I do think we have to understand and respect that these characters are going to be very different from our perception of them. They are just going to carry the very same name as Joker and Harley Quinn. They'll share similarities, but they won't be exactly the same. Now, of course, if it is a musical, I understand the choice. Lady Gaga would help with music. She'd probably even have to create a couple of songs for the movie. Do I think there are other choices for Harley Quinn out there? Absolutely. Lady Gaga would actually never have crossed my mind when thinking of a Harley Quinn. I am trying to really keep in mind that the movie is apparently supposed to be a musical, and because of that, I am understanding the choice of Lady Gaga. Personally, if I was ever making DC projects and in those projects Harley Quinn needed to be involved, there are two women that would be my fan casts. I think they would be able to do it so well, and it would actually be really hard for me to choose between the two of them. Option number one would be Victoria Pedretti, who plays Love in You. I think she could execute Harley Quinn very, very well. And my second option would be Anya Taylor-Joy. I think she has the look of Harley Quinn. Frankly, both of them have the look for Harley Quinn, but I also think Joy would be able to execute it just as well as Victoria. Now, very quickly, sticking within this Harley Quinn discussion, I know there are ideas that Harley Quinn could exist in the Batman universe with Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves. We've already been introduced to the Joker. They are making an Arkham Asylum TV show, which could potentially feature the introduction of a Dr. Harleen Quinzel. I would love it if either of those two actresses ended up showing up as a Harley Quinn for that universe. That is, of course, if Matt Reeves even decides to dabble in the Harley Quinn territory. But my point is that when I think of Harley Quinn, those are two women that I think of. Lady Gaga, not so much, but I'm going to keep an open mind. That is pretty much all I have for this video. There is not much news to cover here. There's not much I can really discuss and give my opinions on more than I already have. I simply just wanted to make the video to discuss it since it seems to be a hot topic right now, which I mean, of course it is. Even the simple idea that does Joker need a sequel? A lot of people don't think so, and a lot of people are open to it. Once again, I'm 50-50. I don't think it needs a sequel at all, but I'm okay with it happening. Now that it's a musical, I'm kind of low on it now because I don't like musicals. It's not fully interesting to me. And I mean, nothing is completely confirmed yet, but we'll see what happens with the Lady Gaga situation and the appearance of Harley Quinn, if that is truly going to happen, which I do think it is. But still, curveballs can be thrown at any time, so who knows. But anyways, everyone, it is now your turn to let me know in the comments below what you think of this entire situation. Let me know what you think of Joker 2 in general. Let me know what you think of the musical that it's supposed to be, and let me know what you think of Lady Gaga. Also, let me know if you like my fan castings, Victoria Pedretti and Anya Taylor-Joy. But that is it for this one, guys, and until next time, I will talk to you all very soon.